Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Chemda, I saw right before we started, in a certain way, tell me if I'm wrong, you put your fingers to your teeth. Somebody has something going on. You got a little dental problem over there in the Dominican Republic. Have you tried
alcohol? Yes.
You really are drinking. And Chemda's not a drinker. What is it? You got like a gum thing, I guess, right?
I don't know.
I've had tooth pain, right? What do you got?
You know, that's the thing. The teeth are so small. You're hoping something's jammed in there so that you can get it out. So I'm hoping that I just have, to brush my teeth and floss a million times. So,
but you got sick on an airplane. You forget you need Dramamine. Somebody tries to ask you to take an aspirin. You're like, that only hides me being in pain. I don't know what people think I take medicine for. But anyway, have you taken this? Alcohol will kick in because you don't drink. But do you take any aspirin or anything, Ambisol? But also, you're in the Dominican Republic. I picture it like Mexico, and they have Soma for 5 cents. They have, Vicodin for $1.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh, my God.
I didn't even think of that. I swear. I know.
You want to record later?
No, I didn't even think of that. How does
the brain work? How does a brain work like that? There's got to be something psychological where, like, when I'm in pain, my brain automatically says, how do we fix this? Now, that's why I'm an alcoholic. I'm like, how do we fix a feeling, hurt, physical or otherwise? I'm not saying be me, but there's an in-between people.
For sure. And I'm really learning that. I'm 47. I'm right on it. But really, I didn't think of that because what I think is toothache, only a magical dentist can do something for me. So I was so proud of myself that as soon as I started feeling this kind of pain, I'm like, I am making an appointment from here where as soon as I go back home, I'm going to the dentist. I am on top of this. I didn't even think an aspirin could do anything.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. And you call me a druggie. Wow. Drink.
Right. Well, you can't have weed there either, right? What's it? Right. Tell me how this drink, is it hitting you yet? Because Chemda does not drink. I know you like mojitos. I see you have something green. That's what's going on, right? Rum and lime juice.
It is a mojito, but the problem is and I've ordered it. I'm like, today's the day. I'm going to get a buzz. You know what? Let's see what that feels like. And I get a mojito and I'm super excited. There's mint in it and it's refreshing. And then I drink like half of it and the ice is already melted. And I'm like, this tastes like sugar. I don't like it anymore.
Oh, it's not easy. It's not. That's how you know it's a disease. It's not easy, by the way.
Yes.
But let's mark this date down on our calendars, folks. Let's see if a year or two from now, we go, I see where it started.
No, this is definitely not my disease because it's you get past the dis-ease of it. I can't. I'm just like, all right, here we go. Party time USA. And then I'm like, maybe I'll just take a nap and feel good.
Let's say we'll check in with your tooth every 15, 20 minutes. How about that?
Okay.
I got my own problems over here. The Pittsburgh Steelers are out of football. Last night was what you call the season finale, meaning if you didn't make the cut to the playoffs, you're done. And Steelers did win their last game, but they were so bad that it's weird math. The Dolphins have to lose. The Buffalo has to win. This thing has to have that. And so, you don't even deserve it if you win. But we didn't get all the chips falling anyway. So that's the end of that. It's the first losing season Pittsburgh had in like 19, 20 years.
But not to bring up sad things. Yep. Does that mean you lost $100?
Well, we knew that. I put $100 on the Super Bowl every year. We knew it wasn't looking good right away. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah. If they won the Super Bowl before this last game, I would have won $24,000 off of 100. So it was not looking good.
Holy shit.
It was not looking good. But it's what we call rebuilding, right?
Like a storm.
You probably see that over there, right? Are people happier than ever?
Actually, people are real assholes on vacation, I'm finding.
How do you mean?
Because okay, so on vacation, it's very strange. You eat and then you just leave your food everywhere. You just leave your plate. You're done with your drink. You leave your thing. So a lot of it is like buffet style. So they're already so used to just doing everything that they want. They'll just reach right. It's your turn in line at the buffet. They'll be like, and some of them will say, excuse me, but the rest of them will just be like, you snooze, you lose. And it's so bizarre because I don't know what you're in a rush for. We're all just about to do the same stupid shit, which is sit around. I'm the one going back to work. But yeah, people are just asshole on vacations. And you know what? It's not fun to have an American accent when you're out of the country. It's really not, because people are flat. Oh, buenos días, ¿cómo estás? ¿Está bien? Sí, tú estás bien. Oh, and then I'm like, I would like one without ice, please, if you could. I'm like, oh, please ignore me.
I bring the Duolingo owl with me every single place I go to. Here's some good football news. Damar Hamlin, the Buffalo Bills safety that looked like he was going to die, just got released from the hospital today. So football can go on. These gladiators can keep performing for the Masters.
But he gets 2 days off, right? I mean, that's in his contract.
I think he's done for now. That's what I'm going to guess. I think when the whole world prays for you, you're not allowed to be shoved back in the game so fast. Even if somehow he's perfectly fine, we got to act like we're not full on assholes.
Holy shit. So thoughts and prayers works?
That's what we're hearing. Right.
Interesting.
Right. Thoughts and prayers works. When you rate thoughts and prayers, here's how thoughts and prayers works. It doesn't work if it's a school shooting, because that's ridiculous. But thoughts and prayers works if you're a football player and the NFL sees that all these people wrote thoughts and prayers and they go, we better spend $1 billion saving this guy's life. That's when thoughts and prayers work. But no, when Aunt Nancy's sick, thoughts and prayers aren't going to help too much.
That's true, because when I was in the hospital, I posted on Facebook and I tagged the hospital, and all of your thoughts and prayers that were coming in made the hospital pay way more attention to me.
Yeah.
I got balloons that afternoon, and that helped me recover a lot.
So now we understand. So that's what it means.
Yeah.
They can't just go, please, guys, rate on social media and affect the hospital and affect the NFL. They got to say thoughts and prayers, wink, Oh, well, you were telling me your passport story the other day. And so I'm like, all right, let me get mine done. Again, I let all my shit lapse over COVID. And so I went to get the passport, and
I love how you decided to always say I let it pass and I let it expire. And then you finish the sentence with over COVID, as if COVID was a decade of like allowing you to expire your shit. All of these things last 10 years.
It was at least 3 years. It was at least 3 years. And, yes, if I had to keep moving in life, I think I would have got it done. I think I would have kept things up to date. That's what I think.
We'll go with that.
But I'm like, all right, let me try to figure this out online. It seems the whole world's acting like they can do all this shit. I think everybody's lying, but okay. Being an adult, I guess I always have troubles. Anyway, doing it online, they go, hey, were you ever divorced? Were you ever, you have to tell us, and who were you divorced to? Okay. Where were they born? So I got to call my ex now. Thank God we still talk. Guess why most people are broken up? Because it wasn't good at all.
Isn't it strange? You've been divorced for years now. We can actually say years.
Yeah.
And they still want, when was it? And it's details. It's what's the date of your marriage, of your wedding? And I'm like, well, I let that lapse in my brain. Very happy to let that information go. And now you're making me re-up that info. Wouldn't you love to be like, oh yeah, that was so long ago.
My brother Ken, whether 23andMe, Ancestry.com, whatever, when my mom was in bad condition, he started it. That made him want to find out more about extended family. And now he's the hero of keeping things up to date online. And he goes, when were you married and when were you divorced at the time? And I go, no, that's not important to the family. I don't get,
it's not.
No, I don't know why I want to say no, but no. And,
I'm with you.
He goes, don't be a weirdo, just when, so I can add it so the, future generations can know. You're never going to call, hey, Catherine Lavery, are you a not at all aunt of mine? No, what? No, who gives a shit? I'm not embarrassed or ashamed, but it's no reason. That's part of a fucking record that goes on a wall.
No, it's not in the tree because we didn't have children with these people.
Right.
They're in the tree when you have like, hey, who's this person's mom? All right, we have to admit that's a family tree, but I didn't make a family with you.
Right. But I did call her. I double checked the year. I could have said no, I wasn't online, but I'm like, why fuck around? So I did call because we still talk. And I'm like, let me double check your birth year. Let me double check where you were born. What city.
Did you really call her for this?
I texted, but yeah. Yeah, I'm not fucking around. This when something needs done that day, I feel like, okay, it's getting done this day. I'm not, I had to call to ask for where my parents were born. I had to call siblings, but I was close to hitting the button that said, I don't know, but I'm like, why fuck around?
Wow. Right. I'm afraid to write stuff about my parents because when you come, like my parents come from originally Iraq and Iran. So my father made up his birthday. So right. I don't know. There's no way, like every Iranian coming into the United States of America was not born January 1st. Okay. Right. Somehow my father was born on New Year's Day. It's because it's the only date he knew in English, probably, Right.
There should be a little essay form so that I can write, you know what? I can't even tell my doctor how many heart attacks my dad had. All right. I don't know. Kat did say, hey, don't forget, like, does the passport let you write veteran on it? And it doesn't. But when I get it, I'm just going to write it in marker. So we'll see. So I go to the post office where they'll take my picture and send in these forms that I printed out. And the woman looks at the form, looks at me, and immediately, this is the wrong form. Like, it was like an hour doing this online, easily. Never mind phone calls. But I'm like, no, it can't be. And then I stare because I realized how most of the world does get things done. It is through staring. And I just stare until it's the right form. And guess what? 20 seconds later is the right form. I just stared. Shut up. Yeah, just stared. And it's whatever form the computer, after all my information, gave me. That's the form.
But then once you
they didn't say pick your fucking form. Sorry, what's that?
But once you stared for 20 seconds and it worked out, do you kind of feel regret that the person told you when you're ready for your driver's test that you took the wrong test? Do you feel bad that you didn't stare at him for 20 seconds? I did stare. Oh, okay. Matt Bray's sitting right next to me. I'm like, hopefully he won't interrupt this stare. And he didn't. And I'm like, let me just stare. This can't be true. And the guy's like, it is true. And then walked away from the car. And I'm like, okay, I guess that is true. But anyway, got all that taken care of. But yeah, stare more, everybody, because everybody's doing it and they're getting things done. Yeah, it makes
of course it was the right form. Enough. Yes, but very exciting. I can go anywhere now. But I'm telling you, if I'm going to another country, I'm looking up rules. I'm looking up how good their internet speed is. No offense, Chemda. And I'm looking up. Could I hold hands with my girlfriend? There's some scary places. I just read that in Saudi Arabia, where you can't live with your partner if you're not married. Mm-hmm. The soccer player, Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously rich and famous, they're making an exception for him in Saudi Arabia that he is allowed to live with his partner. There's no way I would ever take that risk. No. Really? You don't think somebody's going to tear your door down and rip her head off? And then go, nah, I have the piece of paper somewhere.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. People are like, oh, your father's from Iran. You ever think of visiting? I'm like, can you? This is too far pretending to be PC and like, oh, so everything's fine now, right? Because you're Iranian. No. Right. No. Oh, don't be racist. You're being racist by not knowing it's not okay.
I look, I'm not saying New York is safe. I mean, there's another subway shooting. In fact, I went to the movies the other day. Surprise, surprise. God, I love them. I hate them and I love them. But I saw a poster. There's another Scream movie. Scream 5 was like 2 weeks ago. Now there's Scream 6, and the Scream dude is going to New York City. Good luck, Scream dude. Because you don't scare us here. We got weirder shit than you in a mask.
So they really ran out of movies. Isn't
New York? New rules. Scream 6.
Is that real? Are you really reading?
No, I'm being dead serious. Yeah. And it's like his mask reflecting off a subway car door.
Clever. That's so clever.
I saw the movie Megan, a horror comedy. That's second place right now in theaters, next to Avatar: The Way of Water. Number 3, Puss in Boots, kids movie. Number 4, A Man Called Otto, that I talked about the other day. You know what? Well, first of all, Megan is spelled M3GAN. She's a robot killer. She's a child's toy that's surprised. It's like Chucky, but now this doll is at least tall enough that it could kill a little bit. Like Chucky was always way too small. He always had to start with your ankles, and it's so stupid. Quite frankly, it's ridiculous. At least this one's like 10, 11, and you're like, okay.
I thought you were gonna say it's like Chucky, but they have an Instagram account.
But you must really believe in your movie when you're willing to fuck with the SEOs, right? I'm trying to find the time for Megan, and I can't. I'm like, I have to type in a 3. So you ever try to get like Siri to play Slash? I love the band 6 a.m. SIXX:A:'M. Good luck finding that through your music device without typing it in slowly. Oh, well. But horror movies are just funny in general, where you totally aren't thinking about real life. Like a woman is like, hey, you're eating not that this was in the movie, but you ate my yogurt. I know you keep stealing my food. I don't know any better. And it's like, you're going to die and we're fine with it. Because you ate someone's yogurt.
Right, okay. Right. Yeah, that's how bad guys always were. Like, this guy is so nice, and then they show him like, strangling a kitty, and it's like, from here on, you can just die. Right. I don't believe in hate at all, but this guy is different.
Yeah, I would go so far where like, somebody opens the door, but the other person didn't say thank you. You're like, you're dead, and I'll understand. Right before the row, like in front, there's a big space. I sit in the handicap section, which is right in the middle. And if anybody's thinking, do you move if a wheelchair person comes? No, I was there first. But in front of me, after a big space, was a row of people. 4 people sat there. That no one else is in the theater. Me and these 4 people. Then another couple comes in and walks right to where they're sitting. And then passes them, sits down, and then the woman of the couple, a man and a woman, the woman says, you're actually in our seats, but okay, that's all right. And I'm like, now fun. You die. You die now. And people, there's staring and there's ignoring. Both kind of the same thing. But they don't respond. Like, how am I supposed to respond? Me, honestly, I would move. But nobody wants to be embarrassed. So they're just like, okay, I guess you would move, or I would move. I would move. End it. So now you have 6 people sitting this right next to each other.
Ew.
And the new couple, the woman is like kind of being passive aggressive, and she spills her 64-ounce soda. Now I got my own show. No, just fell right in front of her, but you can tell like she's pissed and there's going to be some bullshit going on. And you could tell she kept mumbling shit to the couple, to the other 4 people, but I couldn't tell what she was saying. But his whole thing. Then the movie goes about 10 minutes in. You can tell she gets up and says something to the effect of, seriously, you're in our seat. And so everybody starts moving over a couple seats.
Wait, at the start of the movie?
Yeah. I stood up so that I could see over their heads for a good 5 minutes.
And let me just make sure I have this. Yeah. There's only 7 of you in the entire theater.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's no way you're enjoying that movie. There's no way I could be with Kyle, let's say, and be watching this movie with the energy.
Yeah, you start missing the times of COVID where you're just like, well, right. I can't go see other people. So
yeah. And I can understand the idea, like, hey, you got your seats online, you want right in the center. There's no fucking difference. The screen's the size of fucking the Empire State Building. Who cares? But then the woman kept getting up that complained to go to the bathroom at very nonsensical times. And I'm like, you don't respect this movie. Fuck you. Why are you getting up now? You could, if there was just a boring part, then you missed your chance. It doesn't mean now you go. They give you chances. Sometimes I think it's deliberate with these boring parts so that you do go to the bathroom. But no, the girl has the doll now. It's on. What is wrong with people? Oh, well.
In all fairness, I think she does deserve the seats she picked. And if that was her favorite spot, and if she went and did the thing.
Sure.
But she did not have to go, oh, she would move. And then 10 minutes later, like, no, seriously, that cough was just me being an asshole.
Right.
Can you just go with what I didn't tell you directly and just kind of read the rest of my mind? Like, her partner must be thrilled.
She was right, but she happens to be an asshole, so she's wrong.
I'm horny. No, but seriously, like, I don't get it.
Seriously, fuck me. You have to fuck me.
Why are we
now.
not having sex? I just coughed about something. I don't get it.
People are so stupid. I remember I googled the movie Bullet Train, and it's on streaming right now with Brad Pitt. I think I lasted like 10 minutes, but anyway, it's a goofy action movie. You saw the whole thing?
I saw the whole thing in parts. Okay. Is
it watchable? No, it's horrible, right? Why is it so bad?
Did anything happen? What did you watch? Because I bet I watched it on repeat till the end, hoping for something.
He's trying to get the suitcase, and he's trying to be like, I don't know. He's talking to this woman to the headset, his boss, and he's trying to be like charming and goofy or something and get out of the business. And I'm like, I could tell these are punchlines because you're leaving moments for me to laugh, and I'm not laughing.
No, it's like I think people I don't really know much about this, but it seems like people love Brad Pitt in that kind of persona where he's like, I'm a bad guy, but like, I'm so charming and I want to get out of this. The Buddha says that I shouldn't kill. Oh my God, you made me kill. Listen, guys, and then the action scenes, I think, are supposed to sell it because the action was good. The punching and stuff.
Not what I saw. No, I didn't get too far, but no, I didn't. But anyway, I Googled Bullet Train.
A lot of people died. I think maybe that's why people like it.
Good to kill myself. You know what comes up in autocorrect? Bullet Train. Is it real? This is the world we're living in. Did Bullet Train, if you even saw the promo, is Bullet Train with Brad Pitt a true story?
It was one of the goofiest things I ever saw. And you know what? I blame all of you. I blame all of you for continuing to give Brad Pitt a job, for Brad Pitt to make us watch it, to go, well, Brad Pitt wouldn't pick a bad movie. And then I love those British accents. Very, very fun. So I keep thinking like, well, everyone goes to the movies to see Brad Pitt. So this movie must pick up. I must be the idiot who doesn't know about movies. This has to be it's all going to tie together at the end. Right. No, it's not. It's not, Chemda. That's not how movies go. People walk out of movies. I think it took us 5 different tries.
Yeah, to finish it, 5 different breaks. Did you ever notice, by the way, all these actors, it's like, you know how like we're now in the world of do it yourself. You want to make movie, guys? Take out your iPhone, make your movie, then find somebody to help produce it. But you got to do everything yourself now. Look at executive producer of every movie you watch now. It's executive produced by the main actor.
Yes.
Same with Megan. Same with Bullet Train.
Same with
Them
shows.
now on Peacock. Horrible movie. Kevin Bacon's in it. He's the executive producer. They all have to executive produce their own shit. Just interesting.
Well, yeah, they're financing the thing that they want to happen. That's kind of smart. I saw it. Well, now I know who Brad Pitt is. Congrats, everyone. He's amazing. By the way, I saw that vampire movie he was in, like in the 80s.
Interview with the Vampire. That's great.
Yeah, it's the gayest thing that happened in the 80s in the movies. It was unreal. I don't remember it being like that. It's like rated not X porn. It's like polite porn for gays.
Right. Here in New York City, speaking of death, over 7,000 nurses are on strike today. The NYSNA, I assume it stands for, let's see, New York something Nurses Association. Okay. They walked out of negotiations. This is one place in Harlem, one place in the Bronx. Let's see, one place was Mount Sinai. I forget what the other hospital was. I've been to Mount Sinai though. I thought they were always on strike, but okay. But nurses are on strike now. They need to be. I wonder if you ask somebody like, "Hey, nurse, can I get some help?" It's like, we got to be outside right now. You understand? You would like me to get paid, right? Right.
Actually, you asked them for something, and they're like, "No pay, no stay." And it's like, okay, but can you get this needle out of my? You're a needle. It's not my problem.
Right. Now, management should just come out and bang some pots and pans together. Nurses love that shit. I mean, give a fuck over here, you know. Now,
you know what? But yeah.
No, it's just what were you going to say?
Yep.
Okay. I was going to ask that you moved to a different hotel because you were having such a time with your other hotel.
Yeah.
You know, and speaking of poison and nurses and food, you eat this. I don't think I said any of those words, but speaking of all of that, they put seafood and shit. Not tell you. Xerxes is deathly allergic to it, and so you go. I gotta get the fuck out of here. You guys are weirdos. How's your new place?
Well, did I describe what they said? Oh yeah, because they. It's not just that they put seafood in things. It's that they put seafood in things and then tell you there's no seafood in it. Right. And then tell you that you should have told them that you were allergic, but yeah. So
even though you asked, you're supposed to have a certain piece of paper that said it.
Yeah. Right. But they don't even know that there's seafood in there. I am convinced that nobody is tasting the food before it came out because there were these mashed potatoes, man, that was so good that I couldn't eat. Because the amount of salt in it, it couldn't have passed by anybody's mouth. Like, and then one time, the carrots, they never fucked up because it's so hard to fuck up carrots because you can overcook the shit out of them and they're still, right. They have time. One day they must have put sugar in it. And I'm like, and they must have thought it was salt and they put sugar in it. And now there's things like that where people are not tasting it. They don't really know what's coming out. It's very, very dangerous. You're just eating food. Vegetables taste like shrimp. No joke, no exaggeration. The next day they taste like shrimp also because they're using leftovers. So it was very dangerous. In this new one, you see like there's a grill for seafood, there's a grill for meat, and it's amazing. And honestly, I haven't eaten much meat or dairy while I'm here because their cheeses are different. It's not really my thing, and I'm very picky about that. And the other hotel so overcooked their meat, and they don't give you a steak knife because I think they think you're going to kill them. So you're cutting their super tough meat with a butter knife until you just give up and go, forget it. I'm a vegetarian. Who cares anymore? I am going to weigh myself when I get back home. It's actually good. I haven't weighed myself in years, and I happened to weigh myself before I left. I'm going to weigh myself when I get back. If I didn't lose 5 to 10 pounds, I don't know. I want to say 10, but let's be conservative. I lost at least 5 pounds just going like, what's that? Oh, something I'm not going to eat. Thank you so much.
What excursions are you going on? What's the big sites over there?
Well, we went, there's horseback riding on the beach, which we're like, no, thank you. There's
that's cool.
ATV rider. I'm like, I'll just drive a car when I get back. No, thank you. So the one that we did go to was they take this cable car that goes up this incredible mountain. And then there's a botanical garden. There's hiking. There's even a restaurant up there. But
even a restaurant?
Well, it's like you go up the entire mountain. You're at the top of the mountain. There's this Jesus thing. I'll show you a picture. This mountain is very known for this. They're like Jesus statue. And when you get up there, the tour guide is like, okay, who wants to take a picture with Jesus? And so she's like, no. They're like, but take a picture with Jesus. And we're like, we're going to walk over here now. And they're like, I'm not taking a picture with Jesus.
I'm saving my camera for Rio de Janeiro. Okay. That's my Jesus.
Yeah. So we're not taking a picture with Jesus, but we saw like, ooh, water flow picture. Ooh, right. A frog picture. Like,
how about Jesus? I got to save space.
Yeah. Once I delete a video or two, I'll be back for Jesus. Hey, Jesus is coming back for 3 days. We'll take a picture of him when he's back. He's going to be all spruced up then anyway. It was this beautiful thing. Gorgeous. The guy was talking about like, here's this flower, here's that flower. I'm like, okay, next time we go by ourselves and we just walk around. But it was lovely. Then the rest of the tour, I believe, was a hustle because the rest of it was going into town, which was cool. You want to see the town. Very, very covered.
Do you know where you were?
What town? We are in Puerto Plata. So it's the main square there. So when you're in the center of town, there's always like a gazebo. So you know that you're in the center of town. Right. So we went there. We went into another church. Ooh. And there was a guide in there. And then, he's walking like, oh, the windows are this and the seats are that. And I'm pretending I know that much Spanish so that he doesn't have to like say it in English because I don't care anyway. Right. And then we get up to the podium and he's like, want to take a picture with Jesus? And we're like, no. And they're like, gee, I'll take the picture. You don't have to pay me. Take a picture with Jesus. We're like, no, we're going now. Oh my God, they won't take a picture with Jesus.
Jesus is darker over there?
Oh, I don't know.
I guess not then.
So.
I guess not, because it would be weird because you're not used to it.
Right. That's interesting. Now I'm going to extra look. Okay. Okay. And then the rest of the trip. So he said, we're going to go to Mama Juana.
Marijuana?
Factory. That's what I thought. And I got super excited. I was like, we are so in. Oh my God.
No one's telling me the rules here.
And you know what's funny? When they first brought up Mama Juana, the guy was speaking Spanish. And I'm like, kind of understanding everything he's saying. And then he's going to Xerxes, like, do you like that stuff? And Xerxes is like, nah, I don't really fuck with that. And I'm like, yeah, Xerxes is playing it cool, but we're with someone who's going to hook us up. Totally cool, man. And then he turns to me, he's like, how about you? And I go, maybe.
I could partake in Mommy Mana.
Yeah. And then Xerxes leans over. He's like, he's not talking about what you think he is. And I'm like, God damn it. Okay.
What does it mean? What is it?
It is this drink that they put rum in and I don't know. It looks like there are wood chips in it. Nice. It is wood chips. Very strange.
That sounds good. Delicious.
It's an intense thing that a lot of people have in their, like pretty much everybody has in their house that they have soaked in for years and they have a lot of pride in and whatever.
But you don't have to spit out like wood chips, right? Like watermelon seeds?
No. Okay. That's just what it marinates in for some reason. All and so it's like this, maybe they put spices or whatever, and it's this whole thing, right? So we're going to the factory. And I'm like, the factory? I thought this was one of those things. Well, whatever, maybe it's a thing. I thought this was one of those things that, you make at home and it's like this cocktail and everyone has their own best. I got the best Mama Juana and like all kinds of shit like that. Now we're going to the factory. I didn't know it was like official,
Right.
We go to this store and I'm like, all right, I guess we're visiting a store first, local shit. It's kind of like the Times Square of this area. And then we go to the back and it's this woman and she's like, here's my Mama Juana bottle. Anyone want to try? It's just one of his buddies.
And you have to pay to try, right?
No, it's, you want to try it because then you want to buy the ingredients that make it. You want to buy like a thing that she made, but it's not a factory. It's just some person that it's in the back of their store. So
you think he's just taking you around to all his buddies?
I know he is, because then we're in the store and someone's like, oh, I want to buy this bracelet, but I don't have cash. And they're like, don't worry about it. You take this. And then we go to an ATM and I'll bring back the money. We have credit here. Don't worry about it. They're like good buddies. So he took us to everywhere took us to this other jewelry store that wasn't on the list. And they're like, we got credit. Take whatever you want. Pay me later. I'll get back to them. Like, yeah. It's all cool. Funny. So yeah, but we got to see the town. So everything, it feels like if you don't keep your eyes open, you're about to get hustled.
Where are you at right now? Let's see. So how long have you been there so far?
2 weeks.
And you have one more week?
We're coming back on Friday night, Saturday morning.
How are you recognizing that at all? Are you bummed out that it's almost to a close? Or you're able to just live in the moment? Or you think it's a good time? Like, you know what? I can come back already.
No, I don't want to go back, but it is hard to book a marathon while you're watching people doing aerobics in the pool. I'm
Because
just
that's your
like, well,
favorite.
I all of that shit is my favorite. In the first hotel, there was hardly any people, so I was like the only one doing the aerobics with the person. I feel like all of the people in the first hotel were like, "God damn it! If you weren't interested in this, I could just go home." Like we
Right.
did yoga on the beach, and it was just me and the instructor.
Did you say like, hey, we don't gotta, or you just went with it?
No, because I feel like that's also rude. And she ended, we did it together. It was lovely. And she's like, I don't know why more people don't do this. It feels so good. And I'm like, I know, right? Later, she and I had a conversation about how beautiful rainbows are. It's beautiful. You know, it's like, yeah, I know. It's
Okay.
just, it is what it is. Like you're either feeling good about it or not. As far as she was concerned, she just did yoga. And this chick is just following what she says. And she got to do yoga on the beach.
All right. What's the greatest thing so far about the Dominican Republic, Chemda?
Really just the
weather.
You're always by the beach in heat, and if it rains, it's going to end in like a minute. So you just stay in the water, let it rain on you. Like it's just, right. You're not bummed out. It's so scary when you're on vacation and you pay money and you finally get to the beach and it's a rainy day and you're just like, I just lost a day. I just lost a whole day. All I got to do is bingo in the fucking gazebo because it's stupid raining and there's nothing I can do about it. Here you're just like, ooh, it's raining. Another version of good weather. Yeah. I love it.
Is it strange that Xerxes, who's Dominican, doesn't know about these over-the-counter hard drugs?
He does know.
Why didn't he bring it up? Seems like neither of you knew about it.
He takes less drugs than me. We both know this exists. We both know that we can go. There's a pharmacy we could walk to that literally had a wall of dick medicine. It had like, and the woman goes like, what kind of medicine do you want? Like we got all the kinds, and they're winking at him. Also, there's a lot of side note. There's a lot of talking to us. Like, I think it's the 80s here. So people are talking to me like I'm a quote woman, talking to him like he's a man. They say things like, oh, you're so big and strong, you could probably drink a lot of rum. And that's supposed to butter him up to like pay for some other excursion, like that kind of thing. Earlier, I happened to take out a credit card to pay for something. And the guy went to give Xerxes the thing to sign. And Xerxes goes, it's her credit card. And he refused to budge. It was Xerxes signing it, or he wasn't even looking at me. Like, yeah, sure, I'm sure it's her credit card. Oh, you gave your wife a credit. Very cute. And then there was another moment. Oh, I happened to. Usually we don't really order that much alcohol. So one time I ordered a mojito. He happened to order a water. The guy came, put the mojito in front of him, put the water in front of me, and the woman who was talking to us about excursions or whatever she was talking about. No. She got the mojito. And he's like, just totally confused, not stopping himself, putting it there. Then everyone is trying to switch it so it's not rude. And he puts it again in front of Xerxes. Like, sure. This can't be that she's drinking and you're not.
Mojito ends with an O. That's masculine.
Right. That's true.
It makes me think of the TV show Bloodline. I don't know if it's strange. I don't have a better reference, but where everybody does every job. You're doing your yoga, but the next thing you know, if you want to take a fishing lesson, it's the exact same person.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Is that strange? She's like, oh, you again. You know how to.
Yeah, it's a little less strange in this one because in the other one,
this hotel.
In the first hotel, if we saw anybody outside of the hotel, we know like, oh, you're staying at our hotel. Here, there's so many people that I don't know who's looking at what. So this is such a big organization here that it's a little less awkward. I don't know who's doing what.
All right. What's the how do you compare it to other countries you've been to? Are you able to answer that? It's weird because $2 goes a long way
because we gave the housekeeper after a week, like, hey, here's $8. Stop putting beer in our fridge and please only put water. Now, that's like a big deal. So we're like, here's some money. And from then on, she's like, hi, how are you? Right. What can I get for you? You know, and if you really, in the first hotel, there was no alcohol in the drinks, like legit, they were just watering down whatever was happening. I mean, Xerxes ordered what's that thing with cream? A White Russian. Right. It was watered down milk. It was so disgusting. It was we really watched them put milk in this drink. He ordered a Manhattan. He goes, this isn't even a Jersey. It was just just terrible. Right. So wait, what was so then what you have to do is tip ahead of time. You give 100 pesos, which right now is $2. So you put down your money, then you go, I'm ordering this, and you watch them legit, without embarrassment, reach for the one that's not watered down and pour that in there.
Oh, wow. That's funny. Oh, well.
It's unreal. It's there's no,
you got a little choppy there. There's no
pretending to hustle. The hustle is.
There's no pretending to hustle, right?
I'm saying there's no pretend. Yeah, there's no pretending there's not a hustle. You got to be in the hustle, play that game, and tip ahead of time.
By the way, talking about the when the computer cuts out or that kind of thing, I saw somebody on the forum saying, "Oh, I know somebody that's a digital nomad, and they're in like wherever they said, but they're a digital nomad in Costa Rica." And so I'm like, but that's one place. That's one place, and they found the one hotel, and your friend isn't leaving. You ever notice that? I don't think that's what the word nomad means.
Right. But, and we did check out Costa Rica. Costa Rica is one of the worst internet related things. We would have to really put money into internet to go to Costa Rica. But I will say this. Yes, we are trying to transition from New York to being digital nomads. And for those who are getting pissed that Chemda is the reason why your show is coming out later than usual, I promise that after this week, after these 3 weeks, we learned 1,000 lessons that we will apply, that you will never get this kind of situation again.
Well, I'll tell you, I listen to Christopher Titus's podcast sometimes, and his last show, that it sounded real bad to me, quality wise, and he goes, I might sound a little different. I'm upstate. We have a cabin. I'm like, that's not a fucking excuse. She's in the Dominican Republic. We won't do a show till we figure it out. Anyway, it made me very proud. Shout out to Xerxes. All right, let me mention this. Speaking of the marathon, do you have February 4th on your calendar? We'll be live for 24 hours.
And let me tell you something. Again, I'm starting to book it here from the Dominican Republic. So, of course, there's spreadsheets. And sometimes I have to take a 1-minute break. Shout out to OMAC Club, a 1-minute break, because it won't update because there's no internet. So I'm like, and Chris Leaker is in there. Okay, thank you very much.
Good for you. Well, thank you. For those of you who have been there for our comedy marathons, well, you know how it goes. It gets nuts. We stay up way too long, way too much. Our minds can't handle it. So watch the chaos with over 50 comics that are going to be joining us live on the Keith and the Girl YouTube page. Completely free. Just make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell right now. On our YouTube page, also, you can watch exclusive stuff like Chemda opening up her mom's box. Hello. Silent trailers with some of the best comedians like Bowen Yang, Pete Holmes, Bianca Brady, Mateo Lane, Gilbert Gottfried, rest in peace. So many more. Check us out, Keith and the Girl, on our YouTube channel. All right. Chemda, I want you out of here. I want you in the shops. I want you getting some pills, and I don't want you to be shy about it.
And also, by the way, I forgot to mention, so next week, we're going to do last week with Bianca and last week with Damaros, so that we don't rush the show, so that we give you the usual 2-3 hour show. Yeah. Next week, we have so much planned for recording. Become a VIP now. Thank you for supporting the show. KeithandTheGirl.com/VIP. Adios, mi gente.
It'll be funny on the behind the scenes shows when they're like, okay, but these weeks, who was the asshole?